Hi, I'm Amanda Morrall, Personal Finance Editor with interest.co.nz, and this is another double shot interview. I'm joined today by Andrew Lee. He is the CEO of the New Zealand Credit Union South, which is Dunedin based, is it, Andrew?
That's right.
And the credit union there has just been nominated or has won a CanStar award for a new program that they've introduced. It's quite innovative, called Clever Me. It's a program designed to go into the workplace to educate people on financial literacy, to gauge where they're at with their finances and ideally to help them. So Andrew's going to fill us in a bit about how this program works and why it's been so successful. So how long has Clever Me been in operation, and where are you reaching out to? It's just mainly South Island right now?
Yes, that's right. We've got branches right throughout the South Island, so we're a South Island only based organisation ourselves. And Clever Me was developed in the middle of last year, and we launched it in October of last year. And what we do is we approach employers and we offer them a free service. It's free to employers. The message that we're giving them is that great organisations today seek to have highly engaged employees and workforces. Mm-hmm. That's how you achieve higher productivity, in our belief. Yeah. And so the role that we can do to help that is to actually work with employees on their own time. Mm-hmm. to help educate them in the wise use of their money, to make the most of their hard-earned money, so that when they come to work they're not focusing on things outside of work, such as financial concerns or where their finances are at. They're focused on what they're there to focus on, which is making your company more successful.
Well, this is interesting because I actually referred to a study that came out of the US, I think, and it was quite extraordinary. The number one thing that preoccupied people the most at work was worries about money.
That's right.
So it's not a small thing. People are concerned that they're not managing, or they're managing from month to month and barely getting by. So what do you how are you addressing that issue for people? Are you doing budgets for them, or are you just sort of gauging where they're at with their long-term finances?
Yeah.
Or
well, one of the core strengths of the credit union is the money coaching program that we've got. Now, we developed that about 18 years ago, but it was like the best kept secret. We knew that it was a great thing, but the problem we had was that not enough people knew about it. And so what we've done is we've packaged it up as part of the Clever Me program. And so what we do is we go into employers, convince them that we're a valuable partner for them to help their employees become more engaged with them as a job. And then what we do is we conduct a small survey of the workforce to gauge what the overall financial wellness is within the workforce. Now, that's completely confidential. There's no individual information divulged to the employer, but we create a report that gives a general state of the play in terms of their employees' financial confidence and wellness. And but we, even before going in, we pretty much know what we're going to find. Last year there was a large survey done of 3,500 households in New Zealand. Now, one of the questions that really struck out for me was they asked, in your household's finances, are you getting ahead? Are you just getting by? Are you struggling, or do you not know? Yeah. 19% of New Zealanders stated that they were getting ahead, which is positive. Yep. But what really worries me is that 81% of New Zealanders are either standing still or going backwards in their mind in terms of their finances. Now, that's that's probably something that most of the people and leaders within New Zealand are ignoring, and that's not something that our organisation can do. And so what we're looking for is, as I say, employers that are passionate about changing that, and as I say, having very engaged workforces, and I'm confident that if we're going to find employers that are passionate like we are about these things, that we can actually make a big difference in people's lives.
Do you think, though, that people are feeling a little vulnerable that way because of they're mismanaging their own money, or just because life has become increasingly more expensive? What's sort of the underlying factors for their feeling insecure about money?
The reason that we're so confident about what we do is, as I say, we've been doing it for over 18 years in terms of the money coaching programs. Yep. And from that experience, we know that we can make a huge difference in people's lives, no matter where they start. Now, some of the time, in fact a lot of the time, people who come to our money coaching service, they are in a financially difficult situation, and as I say, our confidence comes from the fact that we've actually been able to help them. And what we find is that it's not necessarily the situation that people are in, it's not necessarily how much they earn, it's how much information and knowledge they have around where they are, and the tools that they need to actually effectively move forward in a positive vein. And that's what it's really about for us, is actually giving people back the confidence about where they're going with their finances, by starting first by making sure that they know where they're at, and as I say, then instilling in them the confidence of where to go forward. Now, the name Clever Me is probably quite important here, and so you might say, well, why did you call it Clever Me? What we believe is that in New Zealand, we very much extol the virtues of the number 8 wire and all that sort of stuff, and certainly I, being a solid southern New Zealander, wouldn't argue about that and the values of that in terms of my New Zealand psyche. But the problem is that for the broad populace is that the belief that you have to do it yourself, and what we know is that successful people surround themselves with people who can help them. And that's what Clever Me is about. It's about when you come onto the program and you elect to work with a money coach on where you are going, you're the clever one. You're the one that's made the smart choice. And so that's what it's about. It's about empowering people with more confidence about where they're going.
So on a practical level, how does it work? Are you checking in with people on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, holding them account, or sort of tracking their progress? How does it work on that sort of? It's
very much first working with them to work out where they are at, and then to establish a workable program that the individual is comfortable with. And so, so first work out where you are, and then agree where you want to go, and then we work with the individual to plan simple processes and steps to actually helping them achieve those goals. And then it's really up to the individual as to how engaged they want us to be. We will be in the background watching and helping where we need to, but it's up to the individual as to how engaged they want to get and how much time they want to spend with us. What we find is that in the first 2 to 3 months there's a lot of one-on-one, but what happens pretty quickly is that people get into a comfortable zone of they know how to they've made the changes necessary to work towards what they're working for. They know where they're at, they know where they're going, and so what they find is that having the money coaching service, it's more of a comfort that they've got that partner in the background if necessary, and if they ever need to query or whatever, they can just pick up the phone.
So this money coaching service is complimentary provided you're a credit union member, or how is that?
That's right.
That's the hitch. You become a member.
Well, we don't see it as a hitch.
A hitch. Well, fair enough. Nothing for free these days, but some good value in that. Not many banks these days offer to give you free financial advice.
No.
Now, the level of advice you'd be getting, is it akin to something you'd get from an authorized financial advisor, or is it a bit more simplistic than that?
Well, as I say, there's professionals out there that can take you, once you have money, to get more money. And what we're interested in doing is helping the masses of people, i.e. the 81% of people who believe that they're not getting anywhere in New Zealand, to actually work out where they're at, and then, as I say, put simple programs in place in terms of their day-to-day banking and the way and their approach to money, so that they can actually start to plan for their future.
What kind of reception are you getting from employers towards this program about coming into the workplace and working, trying to raise people's financial literacy levels?
It's a bit challenging because it's outside the box thinking. It's almost too good to be true. But what we've found is that there are employers out there that get it and that want to have highly engaged workforces that care about their employees, and we're very, very proud of the employers that we've worked with already. We have a wee tyre firm in Nelson, shouldn't say wee, but just in case he sees this, but 10 employees, very engaged, very happy with the progress that we're making. 80% of his employees have signed up for the Clever Me program, and what he's told us is that his employees are more confident, they're much more knowledgeable, and they're much more happier. And so he couldn't be happier.
Excellent. So when can we expect to see Clever Me rolled out on the North Island?
Well, we've actually already had inquiries,
Yeah.
because obviously working in the South Island, there's often branches in the North Island associated with those organisations. And as I say, we're looking forward to sometime in the future actually implementing Clever Me across the whole of New Zealand.
Okay, but again, there'd be nothing stopping somebody who's a credit union member here from seeking out the money coaching service with their own branch. Is that right? Or,
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. All right, Andrew Lee, thank you very much for joining us. Andrew is the CEO of the New Zealand Credit Union South. I'm Amanda Morrall, personal finance editor with interest.co.nz, and this has been another one of our double shot interviews.